Hello there, folks. Welcome to another episode of 10 Portraits with me, Tapu Javeri. I hope you all are staying safe, keeping well, and commenting all these videos which I am putting out there. Today we have a really interesting and fun one. We have a shoot which has the span of a decade in it, and it's going to be interesting for you all. The person I am introducing you all to today is the one, the only icon of fashion, of acting, of cinema, and one of our biggest Bollywood stars. I'm talking about Barbara Sharif.
Babra shot in 1991 with me and Nabila.
I met Barbara in 1991. Nabila and myself were asked by her to sort of make a new image for her and do a shoot for her. So when we met her, she was, she's this really iconic person, and I started taking pictures of her, and I think I was a little sort of intimidated, so I didn't quite get the image which I wanted, and it annoyed her, and I was not doing a job which I should do. So, I thank her for what she did next, which I'm going to tell you all about. She stopped me and she said, "Tapu, मैं एक्ट्रेस हूँ, मैं मॉडल नहीं हूँ. अगर आपने मुझे डायरेक्ट करना है, आप डायरेक्टर बने." So, for everyone out there who's listening in English, she told me, "I'm an actress, not a model, so direct me as a director would." And I thought at that point, either I let the shoot go to hell or else I take her advice. And I have taken her advice ever since then because, now I know the distinction between an actress and a model. And whenever I photograph an actor or an actress, I am playing the role of director. And then, models are completely different beings. They know the cameras very well. That first shoot, once I took on that mantle, it went really well. The next shot I'm showing you is a collaborative effort with myself, Nabila, Rizwan Beg, and we did this really interesting cover for Fashion Collection where Nabila made Barbara's hair wet and Rizwan styled her and made it really interesting.
Styled by Rizwan, makeup by Nabila, Barbara Sharif.
Why I'm showing you that shot is that was done in, I think, 92. And exactly 10 years later, Barbara contacted me and said, "Tapu, I want to do more photographs with you, so, let's do something." At that time, there was a makeup artist by the name of Mubashir Khan. And, I told Mubashir, "Okay, you do the makeup for Barbara." So he was excited and Barbara came, and we were trying to recreate that image which we did for Fashion Collection 10 years later with Barbara.
Barbara Sharif, 2002, makeup by Mubashir Khan.
And when she came in, she's a really shy, unassuming personality. She doesn't fill a room, but when you put her in front of the camera, she is a goddess. If there is a description and for someone being photogenic, Barbara is the most photogenic person I've ever photographed. So when Mubashir came and saw her, he said, "Are you sure this is Barbara?" I said, "Yes, this is Barbara. And yeah, I know exactly what you're thinking, but wait till the lights come on her. She will be a completely different person. She transforms for the camera." So he did her makeup and she transformed, and then we got this shot, which was 10 years later.
Another image of Barbara from the 2002 shoot.
The Barbara shoot, which I have selected for you all as my portrait number, whatever, is the one which I did with Nabila, Fifi, and myself for Herald. It was called Barbara Cadabra, which was an incredible name, and it made it something which was iconic in the first place. But our idea was to take Barbara and style her as several different Hollywood icons. And for that, myself and Nabila, we went out and researched. Nabila did her makeup research, I did my photography researches, and I kept on looking at great photographers like George Hurrell and Plath Lynes, and all these great Hollywood icons and how they photographed them. And we narrowed it down to a few personalities, and again, I have all my stuff bound, and this one's not really bound, but in a folio. So we had Barbara as Louise Brooks, we had Barbara as Hedy Lamarr, as Joan Crawford, as Audrey Hepburn, as Sophia Loren, and of course, the one which I have shown you right now, as Marilyn Monroe.
Barbara as Marilyn Monroe, inspired by Frank Baroni's portrait,
And
1953.
it was really amazing because of the advice she had given me earlier that I had to just give her the scenario. And so when I told her about, Marilyn Monroe, I told her the life of Marilyn Monroe, how she would, how she would adapt in photographs and what she looked like in real life and what she looked like. And, gave the whole backstory of Marilyn. And then, Barbara just went and acted it out. And we also had a guideline of these incredible photographs. So the shoot is a mixture of her work, my work, and Nabila's work. And to get these pictures the right way, I had to use old-fashioned lighting. So hot lights were put into the studio, which made it swelteringly hot. But we had these old Hollywood spotlights, and apart from that, a very old camera. Even though this was done when I had my f4, but I shot again FM2 with 1.2 lens again, and shot in manual. So I got this really creamy thing. And of course, it was shot in black and white, other than the Marilyn shot. So I had to go back into the dark room. And for, I think, Joan Crawford, we couldn't quite completely take out the eyebrows. So I had to go in the dark room and use a little bit of cyanide to remove the eyelids and create my own eyebrows. So I hope you all enjoyed that, and little tidbits of information which we thrown to you. And that's it. I hope you see you all again in another episode of 10 Portraits. Take care. Khuda Hafiz.
These are the images from the article in Herald. Barbara as Hedy Lamarr, as Louise Brooks, as Sophia Loren, as Joan Crawford, as Audrey Hepburn, and of course the Marilyn portrait.